Hello, and welcome back, everybody, to the after show convo. We're going to pick up where we left off between Peter and Evie B and chat about who knows what and why it matters.
Streaming from Retro Earth Studio and brought to you by
wearehistorically.com, Conscious Brand Apparel, and
raise your vibration and energize your life with specialized Fibonacci tuning forks that deepen meditations and empower self-healing. Get your vibrational sound tools for personal enhancement at energybodytuners.com.
After show convo.
Yeah, it's a beautiful expression that to see someone on their own path. And it's funny because, as you mentioned earlier, you got to peruse as the host and really learn about the guest. And as I was going through the content that you have, obviously, first off, so diversified, from all the different modeling, the photo shoots, all the different videos, the music, it's just okay. But it's that trend came in into the awareness. It was like that I am woman one where it's like I am woman, and it's all the different things that are expressive. It's like until we allow ourselves to really tap into the many aspects of our nature, exploring the shadow, exploring the vulnerable, the sensual, the spiritual, whatever it is in the spectrum you're looking to express, until you really taste all of those different flavors, you never really harmonize that truth with yourself and the expression of it. So what's given you the confidence just to kind of be like, I'm going to do it all in terms of all the different looks, all the different styles, all the different vibes, all the different shoots?
I think spending time with my friends and just sort of looking around at the people around me and being accepting of certain people that I have relationships with, not trying to change anybody, but just sort of being around them and seeing how people express themselves genuinely helps me step into those situations more and have confidence. And sort of when I see my friends do something, then that'll inspire me to kind of do something in a similar vein and say, okay, well, if they can do that, then so I'm someone who's I'll just say it, I'm very afraid to express myself because I always scare people. Oh yeah.
What?
So oh yeah, you didn't know? Oh yeah. And that's it. So I'm someone who's very much self-contained. And when I let myself, for instance, do a photo shoot or shoot a video or even try a new sport or whatever, it's kind of just okay, let me just focus on that one thing. And then the confidence is already there because I've seen other people do it and, they didn't have any consequences. So that, seen that I can see. So, that kind of helps me. So I'm always sort of trying to level myself to my environment, what the people around me are doing. I don't ever just want to step out. And when I step out in public, it's people are making that kind of face and someone's calling the cops or whatever, that's just honestly how I see myself. So I just try
radiating.
You develop these tools. You're just relax, just let me be cool. You don't hype yourself up or whatever. You're just just relax more, put the shoulders down and just try not to care so much about things.
That's very interesting that you say that. I don't know. I don't want to say it's some people would be it's too intense or it's too much or too extra, but I think that's just one of the things that I find is such a misconception of people who just get uncomfortable with someone that's really tapped into their beingness. and their authenticity. And that's when we can really feel ourselves and have that dance of just like, judgment doesn't exist. I do me. You're always going to have your own image in your own head of someone,
Right.
but when you can really just own your own beingness, it's a different type of energy that not many people can handle. I too could be, I always have to kind of dial things down, because it's such raw expression and flow of just the now, and that just effortlessness can just overwhelm people, because it creates that projection that they just get so like, I don't know, you turn into a mirror.
It's good to overwhelm people, but not the people that you want to invite you back for more business, for more friendship, for more romantic relationship, for more, and so you're like, okay, let me just
tactfulness. It's interesting. And I feel that, the era that we're entering into, that the adjustments won't need to be made as much. I feel that more people are awakening into that kind of their childlike play again. And I think that's the fun about it, is like, you can tell you have fun. You can tell you enjoy the play.
Yeah, and so fun. It's the most fun.
And why not have fun? I think that's one of the biggest issues that, we see as we grow up, that being an adult isn't fun. And that's where it's so important just to dance your dance and show people that like, it's important to just be silly, to be vulnerable, to be sad, to be elated, to be, to have all the feels, and just express yourself and just enjoy the fun and the dance of life.
That's how you stay healthy. You can't be healthy if you don't do those things. You have to feel good. You do. So whatever that is for you, just do it.
Give yourself the permission to feel it and enjoy it. But I'm curious though, because in terms of just all these different things that you do and the mindsets you have, are you a competitive person?
Can I truly answer that question?
100%, always.
Isn't that a perspective of others?
Ooh, it is a subjective one, but for yourself, do you feel like that's a drive that you like to tap into?
I'll tell you this much. If I go for a jog, and I'm keeping my own pace, whatever, great. Okay, if someone comes up to me and they pass me, guess what, Peter? I've evolved to the point where I can say, okay, cool, that's their pace. But if I see someone across the street that's kind of going my pace, that maybe they're going a little faster, or maybe I'm running and I see someone here, I'm about to be like,
yeah, I like that. So just keep going.
Yeah. I see something and I say, I can do that. And then I do it, and it might hurt, and oh my God, this is hard. Oh my God, I shouldn't have, been drinking frappuccinos all month or whatever, or, and then that it can either stop there and, ooh, this was really hard and painful, or it can go more. And then I stop drinking frappuccinos, and then the next time I see that person, we're not even in the same dimension anymore. It's just on a whole nother level. Like, what I realize about myself is that I grow very, very, very quickly when I decide to, and even on accident too, in my negative habits as well. So in that way, that I see something and I think I can do it better. Yes, I am competitive. I will do anything better than anyone. I will. There's no one that I can't beat at anything.
Yeah.
Maybe the first time you're going to win, but give me a couple weeks to train or whatever, and, or a couple years, or for me, it's been like years and years and years and years. And then, I'm going to reach that point. So that's kind of but like, I don't think that I'm better than you, but I know myself, and I know that I'm the most powerful being on this planet.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so are all of we.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
But that's why I'm here, is to push myself, to push other people. We need some pushers out here. That's why I took up the fighting arts. That's why I do what I do. We must push hard now.
Yeah.
So that's the competitive aspect, not just because I need to be best. And as soon as you're best, that's the thing. As soon as you're best, it has to be over. And you got to be going on to something else now, because you're never gonna, energy is never, you never have someone at the top forever and ever and ever. It doesn't work like that until we get into the highest realms of, the physics and the metaphysics of this universe. But on a human 3-dimensional level, there's always better and better and better as we grow and we go through the life on this planet. It seems to be, we have days every day, 24 hours. It seems to be going like that, right?
Yeah.
So may as well have fun in the moment. But yeah, competition is fun. Like,
right. Well, I think that aspect of letting go of the egoic, toxic aspect of it, being able to embrace the natural playfulness of it, and owning your own.
I hope you're better than me. I hope you beat me. Absolutely. There's the sirens again.
It's popping up. No.
Yeah, exactly. I hope you are better than me, but you won't be.
You won't. Well, that right there to me is, I resonate with that heavily, because that same aspect of like, why not me? Like, I can do that. Knowing yourself and knowing the innate and intuitive just recognition of the divine, like infinite potential that we have within us, and that power and that strength is something that is like, I always love seeing it shine in people, because that's those Johnny Seeds and Johnny Appleseeds and Johnny Applejanes that are just living their life, dancing their dance, and inspiring people just through living. And then it just becomes that pure expression of just self-love and love and light. And when you can get to that point of will, of just entertainment and being like, yeah, I can do that. I could crush that. Life's like, yeah, you can do it. You just get put in this position to do it. It's like, yeah.
It's just like when you see a little hop, you got to jump over the puddle or whatever. You look at the puddle, you're like, okay, I can jump over the puddle. Boop, you just do it. You don't obsess about it. Just do it. Like, you look at the cat just jumps from here to, it just goes. And we have that capability too. So it's just where the mind gets involved, that's what slows us down. So we need to, be able to let that go and trust our bodies.
So this is that intangible aspect that you've tapped into. And I mean, it's been kind of talked about in little tastes and little sprinkles in every now and then, but the real pivots and changes I've found is when I really started to conquer the inner space and the inner environment, and take that intangible search and tap into the ethereal and mystical and magical aspects of life. So what was really your introduction into, I guess you would say, personal development from the spiritual or intangible or esoteric, mystical, whatever you choose to use, but in that sense of the inner exploration of the human experience?
I think it comes in waves.
Yeah.
I think each of us are called at different times and presented opportunities.
Yeah.
A very specific opportunity at a certain point for me, it was like I was doing some homework for some chemistry and physics kind of thing. So that material was in my sort of spectrum of things that I see and I'm learning to understand.
Yeah.
But the way that like interacted with actually painting for me at the time was, it like opened up a new dimension of understanding for me. I had like, and then I was reading about Einstein at the time.
Yeah.
And I got like 6 different books, and it was like biographies and early life and like all the scientific experiments that he ever did in his prime and stuff like that. And things were just like clicking and opening for me, and boom, 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 boom. And I was just understanding things on a whole nother level. And I think that was just a major significant moment for me, which happened around the time where I was starting to play sax more seriously. I think I was about to move to Las Vegas and play with a Vegas like brass female band down there. I love the
Wow.
brass. Yeah, it's a process.
Yeah.
And never stops changing and
Facts.
being more and more interesting. I'd like to say I'm open for those things a lot, but at the same time, we have to sort of, you have those moments and then you really have to let it go, and you have to say, okay, well, let me focus on my physical realm, my physical environment for right now, you know?
Yeah. And ultimately build that process of assimilating, you know, and trying to bring a balance to, I mean, really, I feel like it's waking up the world back to the magic and being able to live in harmony with it again as the basis of how we see things and experience with one another.
Yeah.
So beautiful. And with that, I got to say, Evie, thank you so much. I want you to stick around. We got the after show coming up. We have some questions for you, but thank you to our I don't know, Rusty, how do we want to close this one? Because I just saw your little message you posted me.
Thank you. God dang. We should, yeah, that is good. But we should try and wrap it up soon.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's just do it like that then, because I have some.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I just have a couple of things going on today, nothing major, so 10 minutes is fine.
Okay. Well, then we'll get this one going real quick. Yeah, I figured because I was just like, I mean, where are we at with that? But it works. All is divine timing.
That's okay.
Okay. So I'm curious, you know, I saw the teaser. I loved what I was listening to. I like the visuals. Imagination. What is the inspiration? And really, when did this project start to develop?
This one is really fun. So my partner, Eric's, and I were hanging out one night, and I think we had a couple of drinks. And at that point, I just said, I want to pull out my clarinet. I just want to play my clarinet. So I have a clarinet. It's in the closet. It's not out. Like, this is in the closet behind the boots on the other side of the winter scarves is where my clarinet is.
Yeah.
But I pulled it out and okay, well, you know, the reed instrument players watching this will know that it's not always, sometimes you just get lucky when you put the reed on, you play, it sounds good. Other times it takes a lot of adjusting and stuff to get it to sound good. But for some reason it was just boop, boop. Oh yeah, it was pure 100% connection. I was easily able to go, and I was just like, oh yeah, I remember how to do this. Ooh, okay, cool. It's different a little bit from the saxophone. Also, it can sound really, really bad. The clarinet can sound really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't play too much music in this apartment, so I don't feel bad for just playing every once in a while. And you know, no one ever complains about sound at our place. So just was playing, and then Eric's was like, "That's awesome! You need to go record that right now." And
Yes.
so yeah, Eric's is really supportive and awesome of me, and just the things that I think are like kind of cheesy, and I'm like, well, it's clarinet, like, no, you have to record it, go do it right now. I'm like, okay, yeah. So I go, and I had just made this little electronic track, and I played it, and I was like, hey, do you think this is good enough? I could like try and mix it in or something. He's like, you just made that? I'm like, yeah, I made it yesterday, like on my phone while you were sleeping. Because, you know, I just felt like it. And I thought I would never ever use it. At the time, you know, you're like, oh, this is cool, this is great. And then you play it later, you're like, okay, there's something wrong with me.
Like, what was the inspiration for that? Like, yeah, I feel that.
So it just came together. And then, you know, as you start actually putting things together, like, okay, I'm feeling this again. Yes, I'm good. Right. And then that's just how it started. And I had to ask myself a lot, where's this going? What is this? And eventually I picked up on a tune, and it was the Willy Wonka song Pure Imagination from back in the day.
Oh yeah.
And I kind of just, you know, remixes are huge these days with like sampling other tracks and stuff. So even though I didn't sample it, I kind of just like made a reference to it. And that's where the imagination comes in, and it just took it to the next level. And then all this stuff happened. Oh yeah, let's go shoot. So Eric's this amazing videographer and does special effects and all sorts of amazing visual media that he can produce. So when we have fun, we just have fun. Oh, let's do this. Let's go here. Okay. So we just busted out some things for fun, never even meant anything of it. But then, you know, we're both so good that when things happen, it's like, okay, well, let's actually do this. So we just planned everything out and did a couple more structured sessions, recording set, you know, how to make the music sound better, how to make the video look better, how to put myself together to be on camera. You know, that's a whole thing too, as you know. So it just came together, and what a good, beautiful concept. I mean, it tickles you just to think about, and that my imagination, or you know, that sort of word conveys a very hopeful, magical state of being. So and it looks like it is magical and amazing, and I'm excited to put it out soon.
Yeah, yo, I'm stoked for that. I like that's the beauty of when you really just give yourself again, I think the theme keeps coming up here with this, when it's like giving yourself the permission to do it. And sometimes that's the power of having a partner with you, that it's just like, when you have those reservations, like, no, I'll just let this one slide. They're like, no, I could hear it. I could see that. And that's the beauty of having that different type of reflection, you know, having someone to bounce those ideas off of. And that's the creative expression. That's the creative existence. And it's like, yeah, it's a power couple. I love that stuff.
Power couple to the max. Absolutely.
Well, and that's the thing, is I guess that's the point of any type of partnership or relationship is, and it's not necessarily like the drive or the motive, but I feel like that should always be one of the natural happenings of like a true, like kind of like authentic, effortless expression, is that you uplift each other just naturally. The energy exchange is just always that moving dance. That's just like, all right, well, now we got motion, and now we're moving and grooving, and here we go. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. Agreed.
Love it.
So, in terms of the direction of Evie B, what you got cooking? What's the big next steps here? What can the fans, the audience, our guests and hosts in the future look forward to?
Okay, I'll spill the beans.
Oh, I love it. Juicy exclusive.
Okay, so we got some music coming out. This will probably be out within the next month, probably beginning 2022. You'll see My Imagination video. Then I'm going down to Portland, and I'm performing live. It's gonna be great. It's been a while.
Love it.
It's been a while. Yeah. I've been doing some DJ shows around here, but not where I'm on the mic or anything. So this will be all original material. And new that no one's ever heard before. So this is debuting in Portland at the Hawthorne Hideaway on January 29th at the Jinglin' Baby Bash Hip Hop Jam 2.
Okay.
Yeah, there's going to be lots of great artists there. So that's going down. You're going to see some, now that I'm a officially certified personal trainer, you're going to see some literature and workout plans from Feline Fitness next year. I know everyone loved Feline Fitness, Iron Lion, when I had it pop in a couple years ago, but I took stuff down. I wanted to redo it, revamp it. So
Yeah.
Feline fitness is coming back. You're gonna see me getting absolutely juiced because I'm personal training right now, 5 days a week at
Love
the
it.
gym. And the rest, I think I'll just leave it up to surprise. You know, I'm gonna be in school, so there's gonna be new tracks coming for my homework. But of course, you know, I'll put out what's good and slide that out. There's so many opportunities now to work on new projects. I'm inviting them into my life. I'm ready for some new musical projects. You'll see me playing bass live in a band. You'll hear more bass on all of my recordings since I started playing recently, and I'm
Yeah.
my recording technique. So I'm getting my new music production degree in sound design, electronic music. So more high quality recordings with live instruments. I also have a full art gallery coming soon. Obviously, a couple of my pieces right back here. I think I have about 30 pieces that will be displayed. They'll also be available for original purchase, and they will also be available for a print service. You can go, you can look, pick out what you like, and they'll print it out and they'll send it to you in whatever quality or format that you like. You could put my painting on a mug, you could put it on a t-shirt,
I love it.
You could make a giant one and put it in your living room for relatively cheap, whatever. So those will be new ways that you can support me as an artist this upcoming year.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I think I'll leave it up to surprise. Really good stuff coming. More
I love
plants,
it.
more animals, more pictures.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really cool just to see again the different modalities of expression you have. It's beautiful to see, because when you can really tap into all the different angles and aspects of art and expression, I'm just waiting for that. Like when you were talking about the art and just like looking at them and just hearing the music and everything, I'm just like, I'm waiting for the immersive, like I would say like the album with each art piece gallery experience.
I
Like,
know, trust me. And that's why these pieces have been sitting here in this room all year. And I've been more and more because it is like that.
I see it. I see it already, yo.
Exactly. I was talking about this just last night. Like there's next level healing with colors and frequency and sound and motion is coming. So the skills right now, you don't see me a lot out in person in public just because I'm dialing in all these skills that are required to create this grand unveiling, but the unveiling is coming.
Ooh, I love that. The spiritual warrior sharpening her sword.
Exactly. Yeah. And this is our little teaser right here, just talking about it because, you know, usually the curtains are closed, but we'll let you in today.
And it's a beautiful aspect of being I guess you would say open and vulnerable enough to express yourself and dive deep with us here on Creatives Chat. And I got to thank you so much for tapping in with us. It's been a pleasure getting to experience and know the being that is Evie B. And with that being said, if there's, try not to get too cliche with it in the sense of, one piece of wisdom, but in terms of one of those inner knowings that's really guided you through the dark times. I know we talk about this era of healing and this new wave and transition of, consciousness that's really entering in the playground here. What has been one of those guiding lights that's really brought you through those dark storms?
Great question.
Thank you.
I think there's always been a drum that beats for me and only me. And it's brought to me by my ancestors, my guides. And I've always had ears for it. it's something that's kept me going when I don't know why. I don't know how I made it out of that situation without deteriorating or falling.
Mm.
But that's more me on a personal level. But for other people, something that I am really focused on right now is finding joy and feeling good. And for me, that's kind of surrounding myself with this collection of media and people that I like, that excite me. And I'm not worried about if most people like this person or resonate with this person or whatever, but just things for me that feel really super good and inspiring. And I'll find myself like repeating what they said, and it actually works with me and resonates with me, or I'll find myself like participating in something that this other person is doing as well, just to try it out. So I would say go toward what feels good. You owe it to yourself to feel good every single day. So life is not supposed to hurt every day. Life is supposed to feel good. And as you mentioned earlier, Peter, embracing our childlike nature and seeing each other as fellow children can open up that ease of play and that ease of being, and actually you having fun. Remember when you would just go out on the playground as a kid outside? How did the time pass? We just had so much fun, you know?
Right.
You have to have fun because that's where the magic is. This is the little secret that they don't want you to know. You have to have fun, and then the whole world will open up for you.
Oh, of course.
So
and
make that your priority.
I love it, that energy aspect of the love. And I do want to touch on that. You know, you say the ancestors and guides, and having that spiritual connection to the other side is incredibly important and readily available for any one of us to tap into. And I know personally this point hits home pretty hard. My father passed away in September, and I think that's one of the things that people ask in terms of speaking on it and talking with others about it, and helping other family hold space to talk about it. People always ask, like, well, how can you how are you able to like do these things? What gives you like the strength or things to do it? And I'm like, well, within hours of my father passing, I was in a deep meditation and tapped in with him. And I think that's something that when people fail to recognize or don't even get the chance to experience, that this isn't the end, that you are your own ancestor in its own right as well. Like, and that's the thing where it's like, it just creates a different level of intimacy with life that just allows so much more trust and, I guess you would say, faith to be restored within the unknown. And that's what really allows us to kind of keep going through that darkness. So it's really cool just to see someone that's tapped in with it. Just like, that's always been kind of an anchor. I just never thought too much of it. Like, what? Like, just so casual about like a deep spiritual connection. And I think that's something that's pretty.
If you're not casual, no one wants to hear it. If you're not casual about it, then you're a weirdo, right?
Very true. That's funny. Yeah, but we're all little weirdos, right?
I can sum it up. So I have this cool tattoo on my foot.
Ooh.
A little flash right there.
Okay.
It's a lion. It's a lion, but there's two birds above it. So I got that tattoo after a really hard time in my life. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to close this chapter. And let's just say that I became like the lion because of everything I went through. But I didn't just get the lion. I got the birds above it too. And I got the birds because there's always been something with me that's been leading me through. And for some reason, I didn't give up. And so I just put that on me too, because, and there's two of them. I don't know why I put two. It was one of those decisions where I'm like, oh, let's just throw a bird on it. I think that'd be better. I was thinking one bird, but I ended up with two, and it's just a little silhouette of like a crow or something like that. But we always have something there. We always have a fan section that's cheering for us and our success. So I think when you kind of recognize that, makes it easier to accept it.
And ultimately, with the things that I've seen, those of us who have gone through that trial by fire are often, it's the double-edged sword where it's, it's your testament to see your strength and perseverance and, ability to flow with the process. But it's also that experience to really forcibly open up to such things.
Sure.
And to have it tapped in is always one of those beautiful gifts that gives us that extra pep in the step, so I really see that extra, that Lyran, that Leo, that lion feminine energy. It's cool to see. It's because you can see the drive for it, and when that's what I think the things that I actually find. So I guess you would say alluring towards just the creative expressions that you do is that you can see that fierceness coming through. And that's one of the things where I'm like, someone who can express and evoke emotions in their art is like someone who's really coming from that space of the flow. So I always just got to say thank you for doing what you do, because that's something in terms of the intentional based creatives that we always like to highlight here on Creatives Chat. So I just want to say again, Evie B, thank you so much for coming on Creatives Chat. Listeners, thank you for tuning in, and check out the next episode.
Thank you.
Thanks again to our sponsors for making this show possible. Thank you, We Are Historically, for your conscious human apparel. Shop online at wearehistorically.com.
Level up your life and raise your vibration with specialized Fibonacci tuning forks. Get your vibrational sound tools for your personal enhancement at energybodytuners.com.
Another creative art production by Retro Earth Studio.
I think that's the coolest thing is, the aspect of the art that you have too. Like, oh man, the visual, I'm just waiting for the visual album. When's that coming?
Oh my God.
Things you don't think you need.
This is one of my newest pieces. That's a song waiting to happen.
Oh yeah.
There's a good shot.
Ooh,
Is that oil?
No, it's just random acrylics and spray paint.
Oh wow.
Okay. And so,
Wow.
what period of time from conception to completion did that consume?
This one took me 15 minutes.
Just like it just hit, and you're like,
I do it like I do a painting like every day. This took me
wow.
like maybe 30 minutes.
oh wow.
Do you have a process to get you into that space, or like
No, you just
said,
grab a canvas and I'm just like,
is it spontaneous?
yeah, I mean, I try and like let everything, this series, I'm like, don't do too much pre-planning. Because there's like a theme, a natural and like super saturated theme going on. But yeah, I don't do it every day, but like a couple times a week, because like I said, yeah, I've been doing dog walking every day. I've been doing all sorts of stuff where I'm just kind of exhausted. But yeah, maybe I'll like,
I'm really digging the one behind your left shoulder.
Yeah, that one. I'm curious. I'm super curious about both, to be honest, because those are the ones that for me, when you see the contrast.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not done. Like this is becoming a dragon.
I can see
and
it.
This one is kind of like the beach waves.
Yeah.
At sunrise or sunset or something.
That's exactly what I thought. That is just, I don't know.
Thank you. Yeah, now I want to show off that.
Well, that's one of the aspects too, though, where you loosely mentioned it too, like in terms of like the freestyle, like, oh, this wasn't like effortless. Ooh, I like that one.
Thank you.
That's trippy. Yeah. That's the celestial vibes.
What do you intend to do with these?
Well, I want to put them in a gallery, and then hopefully I'll have like my music, like a vibe playlist that I've created going.
Yeah.
And, but I'm gonna just put them on this cool website called ArtPal, and then people can buy it. Like, I've been needing to put my art out there, So I'll take really good pictures, high quality images of all of them. Maybe I can make like a flip book too, would be cool.
Ooh.
And people can just have like, maybe I'll write about, oh, this is inspired by like the Pacific Northwest mountains and the sunrise after, a night of tragedy or whatever. Like,
Yeah. Well, actually, I have a question that just popped in. I'm curious because it came back to like the hip hop thing you mentioned.
Yeah.
Do you use your painting to practice your expression of the flow? And like just the effortlessness of being? Because I use freestyle beats and I freestyle. That's one of my things where I'm like, all right, let's practice. Like,
yes, absolutely. It's part of that. It's not like I'm trying to do any technique or whatever. It's like sometimes I'll just put one little thing, and you have to learn to step back and be like, oh, okay.
Just kick back and watch the film unfold.
Exactly. And then other times it's like, all right. You just go crazy on it. And then you're like, oh my God, this either looks great or this looks, I need to do like 5 more sessions on this because this is scary, right? I definitely have a lot of pieces like that.
Thank you for being generous with your time. It was a pleasure meeting you. I know we rarely got to talk, but I'm sure as we go forward, our paths will cross again. I look forward to watching your development and seeing how 2022 turns up for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Or how you turn up for 2022.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I was like, dang, it's just almost like you're at the gates ready to just like jump out the blocks. It's right there, just like
it's like the bowl gate. Like, I've been ready to go. I've been this whole year for a while. I'm just like, please, something, please. I'm here. So
yeah.
Whatever.
Put me in, coach.
Exactly.
Well, it's happening. And I think the one thing that I'm really excited about is just to see how that flow continues to unfold and what other avenues of expression you have for it. Because to be able to tap into the painting and have that outlet, beautiful art pieces. And that's one of those things too, where, when you firsthand express that, the freestyle hip hop aspect, and to be able to find an outlet where you can allow the heart just to freely express itself and harness that just eternal now. That's the essence of expression that I find is so beautiful, because when you can create it and harness it for that, you can literally direct it towards anything you want. And that's the cool thing, where it's like, yeah, keep it up. I want to see more.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, this is one thing about being a creative. We have an unlimited supply of IP.
Exactly.
And I
Filling
believe
in with stuff.
I believe that's the direction our world is going, is that the more original the IP, it'll rise to the top. It'll rise to the clutter. It'll separate yourself from the herd. The more you express yourself authentically, the more people will recognize that, and the more you'll be accepted and welcomed and appreciated. So keep up the good work.
Thank you. Will do.
That concludes this episode of Creatives Chat. Thank you for watching our show. Click the bell button to get notified of future episodes. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
You're starting your day off right when you're watching another insightful episode of Creatives Chat.
Oh, nice.